We live? I don't see it. Now? Yo, yo, yo. We live? I don't see it on the website. All right, y'all. Welcome. I still don't even see my... While I chat a little bit by sitting on the tops of your feet. I'm sitting on my heels, stretching out my ankles. Really simple way to start opening up your ankles and keeping your body moving good. Last week we had no sound at the beginning as well, and so I wanted to just kind of rehash what I was talking about there and add a little bit of something. So what I was basically talking about is how, you know, in this tragic, terrible time, we're stuck inside, we're worried about all these things that are out of our control. There's actually some opportunity in there, right? And I'm not just trying to look on the bright side here. I'm just looking at, you know, what's happened for me and what I do on a regular basis when life is not inside of this situation. And, you know, I work with people to help them create lasting change in their lives, right? Be it weight loss, getting stronger, working on injuries and rehab. It all takes time. It takes novel or new stimulus, to taking new actions, doing them over time to see some change. And so we have an abundance of time right now, most of us, and I'm going to provide you that new stimulus, and we're going to do these things over time together. You're going to practice them on your own, pick your favorites like I was talking about last week, and see if you can make a difference that's going to have you come out of this feeling a little bit better, feeling a little bit more capable, a little bit more inspired to keep going as we get things to turn back to normal. You know, on that note, normal might not actually be what you want. Normal before this happened might have been your body was hurting already. So think about that for a sec. And now what do you want to do at this time? What do you want to change? Where do you want to have a little bit of a transformation, right? Come out of this a different type of person, or a different feeling body, different moving body. Okay, so I'm going to keep checking my notes today. I got a lot of stuff down here. All right, so another reason why this is so good is that usually when you first start working out, things hurt. It's painful. Change is painful. If you think about just your brain, right? Something new is surprising. It's startling. It's not that fun. So I'm going to be here to do it with you. You're going to take this time to apply these new exercises to yourself and kind of ease into some change while you're able to do it. Okay, so how do we create lasting change? A couple of different things. One thing I want to focus on is don't change too much at once. So we're going to take some small bites out. That's why we're doing these drills, okay? 1 to 3 drills, small changes over time makes a big difference. Helps you turn some little habits into permanent change, okay? The second I want to talk about is turning it into a ritual. So I took the time actually and I Googled ritual and found a dictionary definition. Ritual, the prescribed order of performing a ceremony, especially one characteristic of a particular religion or church. Now, go ahead and take the religion or church out of it for now. That's going to be us, our own body, right? So we're going to create a prescribed order of performing a ceremony for one characteristic of our particular bodies. Okay? So when you can create this ritual and put some real intention into it, have a good time with it, have fun with it, it's a big, big help for creating lasting change. Okay, so I want to talk about some easy ideas for your rituals, okay? First of all, we are made to be in the sunshine and we are made to walk. That's just a fact. So, easiest thing you can do, go take a walk every day. You can put your favorite music on, make it fun. You can bring some water with you, get some good sunshine, some good movement, and some good water, okay? Another idea, just wake up in the morning, try doing some of these drills. Wake up in the morning, try drinking some water. Try doing your favorite exercises. There's a lot of different things you can do, but I urge you to start small and create a ritual of it so that it actually is more fun or something that you're actually going to care about doing and you're not just waking up and going, ugh, I have to do these stupid exercises. Okay? So one thing we've also created for you at JBodyWorks, some of you have already got the notification, some who are in our system already, we've put out a JBodyWorks community workout program. Now, we're starting with a low back maintenance program, thinking about everyone working at home and how their backs are probably getting tight. So these programs have about 5 exercises each day. We have an app called Train Heroic. If you're interested in this, it's free right now. And you could you can comment on this post and we will get you set up with that. There'll be drills like the ones we do and you'll have something to do. You could build your ritual out of this and use these drills. We have videos with each point of performance for each one, and it's a really easy way to start doing some new drills, okay? So what I wanted to do for the people who already have that is just talk about some of the basic stuff that we have on there already, okay? So one of the basic exercises we did last week is called a hip circle, okay? So, we're gonna hop up. I've been sitting in that position for a while. I'm gonna loosen up. A little bit stuck. If you've been sitting down like that too, give yourself a second to let the blood flow again. Okay, so I want to go over these 3 little main points just for the people who are using the Train Heroic program. Okay, but our whole intention today is going to be shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to start with hips, and that's kind of funny, right? So what do hips have to do with shoulders? Now again, I'm not going to go into the full neurology of this, but in our brain, the area that's responsible for moving things, everything is connected. So one thing we do know is that when we move our hips, it can affect our shoulders, okay? Opposing joints. Hips and shoulders are opposite. All right? So what we did last time was we tested some range of motions that mattered to us. Since we're working on shoulders, I'm going to invite you to try some what's called shoulder flexion. Just kind of raise your hand. Keep your elbow locked. See if you can keep your elbow locked and get all the way back by your ear here. You want to notice if your head is trying to move. You can try this horizontal abduction. Okay, you can do some internal and external rotation. So we're just checking in with range of motion, right? We would call this an assessment or a test. So where our movement is. Okay, you can see if you're tight or not. So we're going to go to hips. This is one of my favorite exercises. It's on the free program. We're going to lock our knees. I'm going to have my feet turned in. I mentioned last time that when we do hip drills, we look for which position in our hip is more difficult to perform. So for me, moving externally is easier than going internally. So I'm going to go internally. Locking the knees, we're going to pretend like we're in a big barrel. And we're going to scrape the edges of that barrel. Okay, so some finer points to this that I've learned over doing thousands of these is that you really want to squeeze your knees tight. So use these quads, especially when you're going to the front of the circle. You'll get a little extra stretch here. When you go to the sides, you might get some stretch here or here. Okay, and that's all good. As long as nothing is painful, you're good to go. Take your time, 5 or so each direction. We're going to do our hip circles. Okay, knee locks, squeeze the butt in the front. Okay, and now just this one exercise alone, we can come back to our assessment. And we can see, how is my range of motion this way? I feel like I'm going a little bit further. How about you? Okay, we look at these ones, or these ones, what's loosening up. You'll find that some of these drills can work magic for you. Okay, so opposing limbs can make a big difference for each other. Let's say your shoulders are too tight or sore, or they hurt. Use your hips, loosen them up first. Okay, so the next drill is called a thoracic AP glide. So in that fancy talk, this is our thoracic spine from here to here. It's just our upper back. Okay, AP is forward and back, anterior, posterior. So in this one, you exhale, round your back, inhale, lift your collarbones. So right now we're working the spine, in some of its basic movement. Your spine should be able to do a lot of things. It's very versatile, but we're working on anterior, posterior gliding, or just front and back gliding. Now again, we're talking about shoulders today. I know I said I was talking about a lower back program, but why would moving your thoracic spine be good for your shoulders? Well, again, just looking at the anatomy, not even the neurology, thoracic spine is just below our shoulder here. It leads partially into our arm. So just opening up our back can help us increase some range of motion, get us ready to move, or just give us a nice little movement break from our work, all right? So when you're doing these, I want you to focus on exhaling and really rounding. So the one thing most of my clients when I'm first teaching this, they do is they lean forward. There is no leaning, it is sliding backwards. You might feel like you're in a hip hop dance class or something, learning the basics, right? All right, so that's number 2. Number 3, on our Train Heroic lower back maintenance program for this month, we're doing lumbar circles. We're doing them on a wall. So I don't have a wall right here. I can use, is it this pillar? Nope, it's gonna be this pillar. Okay, so when you're doing this at home, you wanna tuck your pelvis so it's flat into the pole. Okay, my mic battery is in the way. There we go. Okay, so here, abs are on. Most important thing here is you are actively using your abs. Okay, you can't see me there. So my back's on the wall. I'm squeezing my abs this way. I'm hollowing out my abs. I'm relaxing my arms and my neck. Pulling with these abs, looping around, right? We did this in last week too, if you remember. Okay, 5 or so each direction. Again, any one of these drills can open up your range of motion, so go ahead and check back every once in a while, see if you had a bit of a breakthrough or found a fun high payoff drill. That will really make a difference. Make sure you're focusing on your abs for this one, and that your arms and your head are limp. I sometimes call these like ragdolls or Raggedy Andes. Okay, so again, if you want the free program for back maintenance, just let us know, throw us a comment. Okay, that got us started. So what I want to do with today, now we already hit our hips, our thoracic spine, our lumbar spine. So we did the opposite joints, and I said we did the joints below, right? Our thoracic spine, so let's go above. We're gonna hit our cervical spine or our neck. Now necks are fun, very versatile too, right? Everyone's probably got a tight neck and tight traps right now. What I wanna do for this one, I'm actually gonna come down here again because I think it's easier to see me, is we're just gonna go through the basic movements of the neck. So what does a neck do other than hurt and get sore? Again, like the thoracic AP glides, we have cervical AP or anterior posterior. We call these chicken heads. Really, if you watch any bird walk, their gait pattern's pretty funny. They use their heads. So we're sliding forward, keeping this chin right here on the shelf, sliding back, making a nice little fat chin. You might even feel a stretch back here. So forward and back, and then rotations are good. Necks should rotate, right? Okay, and just a reminder, you can do these anytime. Take a 2-second break. Make sure your neck can do what your neck is made to do. Last one here, lateral bends. Now what I'm doing is I'm bringing my ear to my shoulder, but I'm also lifting and trying to stretch this up to the ceiling. So we're creating a little bend. I kind of picture a candy cane usually. So we're opening up these vertebrae in our neck. That's gonna open up range of motion. It's gonna open up the information lines, our nerves. Our pathways can feed that information down to our arm. It's gonna move better. All those muscles are gonna move better. You're gonna feel your arms and your hands better, okay? So those are my favorite 3 for the neck. Okay, so this next one here, we're gonna play with the accessory nerve, okay? Again, not gonna go too deep into this. This kind of exercise, if you have a history of shoulder or neck injury with any muscle tears, you might not wanna do this one. You might wanna do it slow. But just, this is tensioning muscles to move a nerve. So this is only meant to be done at like a 3 or 4 intensity. You might feel a different kind of nervy stretch. That's okay. We're going for minimal feel here, okay? So there's a sequence. I'm gonna turn my head to the side. We're doing that side bend. Okay, this is gonna be from my right side. So we're doing that lateral bend. We're gonna do that chicken head forward, okay? And then I'm gonna pull my shoulder blade back. Okay, so this is nice and tight here. That right now, you're gonna feel that either in your trap or down the back a little bit. That's completely normal. We wanna feel, again, a 3 or 4 out of 10. Once we're there, we're gonna slowly nod the chin up and down, holding those 3 positions. and you'll feel that stretch pulsate through that big trap muscle. Okay, we're gonna do about 4 of those, 5 of those. Loosen it up, try that range of motion. Okay, that nerve controls your SCM, which are these big neck muscles, and your traps. So we're getting a lot of stuff like this in. That's gonna give you a lot of relief. Like I said, if you have a history of neck injuries, maybe you don't wanna try this one. Maybe you wanna give us a call or a text and do something a little more private so we can make sure that it's safe for you. Okay, let's get that other side. Side bend, forward chicken head, lock the shoulder in, 5 quick nods. You don't have to go quick, just take your time. 5, good, reassess. Okay, a lot looser already, okay? Very good. Okay, 2 more drills I like to do for my shoulders. First one's really easy. They're all pretty easy. We're just internally rotating as far as we can. Just keep spinning it like you're trying to twist your arm off forwards. The other one is gonna go backwards. And we're just gonna open these up. Put some music on, do it a little faster. You're dancing. I don't really know how to dance. I just do drills and try to keep time. All right, so as many of those as you want. They feel good, keep going. All right, this last one, we call them camshafts. They are basically a shoulder blade circle. So your shoulder blades actually move in circles on the back of your ribs here. So I'm out at about a 45-degree angle with my arm. I'm not here, and I'm not forward, I'm right in the middle. My shoulder's gonna go up, and then it's gonna slide backwards, okay? And then down and forwards. This movement is happening in my shoulder blade, not in this circular shoulder joint. So there's no circle here, it's on the back. So we can do 3 to 5 each direction here. And then what's really fun is to change your hand or arm position. I turn my thumbs down, pour the drink out. Shoulder down, forward, up and back. This might be a little more crunchy. You might feel a different stretch. That's all right, as long as nothing hurts. Switch the other way. Stretch it open as far as you can. Try some this way. These are gonna feel really good. Okay? Awesome break from the computer. Go outside, get some sunshine, do some camshafts. Thumb up, I'm out at 45. 3 to 5. You can really do them until you figure them out. Just do this practice, do them until they feel good, until they feel like they're moving good. Thumbs down. And then open all the way back. All right, so 3 positions on our camshafts, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs rotated back. Go back to that internal, external rotation. That might even feel better. This range might feel better. This internal, external rotation might feel better. Take note which ones feel the best and which ones give you the best results. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the opposing limbs. This is one of our favorite exercises. You might want your mat for this. What we're gonna do, let's put our hands behind us. Oh, I'll scoot back a little bit. There we are. Put your mat down, get on a carpet, something soft. We're gonna start by pulling our abs tight, and we're just gonna windshield wiper our feet and our knees, like so. And again, loosening up the hips helps loosen up the shoulders. Now just pulling your shoulders together here is gonna open up your chest. You'll get some stretch here too. So I'm gonna do 10 or so of these. Lost my mic. And then I'm gonna come up to this little angle here. Okay, so try that. Level 1, use your hands. Level 2, don't use your hands. Let's get 10 of these. Real quick. You might feel like you're scooting forward or backwards. That's totally normal. You might want to dig your heels in a little firmer. That'll keep you in place. It'll also make it a little bit harder on your abs. Okay, at last count, we're around 10. Finish your 10. So we're in this second position up. We're gonna take the leg that's behind you. and we're gonna swing it around in front, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you this angle so you can see. So we're gonna go back to last week we did the side opener. So you're in a good side opener position. We might not have the wall available, so we'll just do them a little less intense. So I'm tucking the pelvis, lifting the spine tall, hand out to the side, we're checking our nails. We're gonna follow it up, get our side bend. Okay? Now we're open up this whole side line. Big lat stretch. If your lats are tight, your shoulders don't work well. When you sit on your computer all day, your lats get tight. So I'm guessing a lot of our shoulders don't work that great. Now that we're up here, we can drive that open with a circle. Maybe 5 each direction. I like to go back and forth and just kind of feel out where the tightness is. Okay, totally normal to feel this anywhere from the knee to the armpit or tricep. Okay, so I was in this position, right? Now, easy switch. Bring this knee to your big toe behind you. You're back in this second position. We're gonna flip around, roll up, and you've switched sides. Okay, so now your other leg down. It's my right. You might have started on a different side. I tuck again, lift the spine, go to that side opener, check the nails, lift, keep that tuck. 5 or so of these, and circles. Now I usually say 3 to 5, but there's not really a limit. If you're just doing these mobility drills, you might need to do a few extras just to feel like you're getting it done, doing it well, getting the mobilization you need. Okay? So play with it, work on it. We're really just refining the basic movements of our joints. All right, so we did the shin box to switch back and forth. We'll do that again. Okay, so now I'm back on my left knee. I'm gonna take my left hand in front. This is called a front opener. I'm checking the nails here, tuck the pelvis, tall spine. I'm gonna follow my hand up, lifting my head and my chin. Not too much in the low back here. You're gonna feel a stretch in the front. And then circles in the front. You'll start to feel where you have some tight spots in front that inhibit your arm from moving up, or the rest of your body. Okay, while we're here, I want to take our opposite hand, do what I call a spiraling opener. I'm going to turn my hand to 45. I'm looking at my middle finger. I'm staying tucked. I'm following my middle finger over the corner, arching. Now we're hitting a cross body line. Okay, if you ever played a throwing sport, this is pretty familiar. Usually your feet would be the other way, but the ability to stretch this cross-body line creates more elasticity, more velocity on your throws, or maybe your serve, or whatever sport you're playing. Okay, same thing, get a couple of those in. Make sure you're not arching the back too much to keep that pelvis tucked. You can do some circles. If trying to follow your fingers with your hands is too much, see how I'm getting wobbly? I'm gonna just find a point to look at in front of me or above me. I'm not ready to have my eyes moving while I'm arched backwards. You might not be either. Totally normal. Okay, bring that knee back down, sit, flip, roll up here. I've got that right side front opener. I like to inhale. Big inhale coming up. Expand those ribs coming up. Big circles at the top. 3 to 5 is good. Again, you might feel this in your legs. You might feel it in your hip. You might feel it in your abs, your shoulder. It's all good. We're just mobilizing tissues, warming you up. I don't know if it's the lights, but I'm already starting to sweat. That's normal. Hands out in front, opposite side. 45 degrees, tuck, lift, following. I like to put my arm here for some balance sometimes, especially since we're not holding onto a wall. You could also hold onto a wall right now. Totally allowed. Big circles. Big stretch. Okay, so finish those, take a little walk around, check in with the body. We did 3 different openers using the shin box to flip back and forth. Good way to warm up. A couple minutes just to Open the whole front spiral line and side line, and make sure that you're uncomputering yourself in between emails and Zoom meetings. All right, let's check in. Any crazy questions or comments? How are we doing? I'm on the wrong page. I know I said we were doing shoulders, but this is one really good way to get to your shoulders. Let me get to the J Bodyworks page. All right. Okay, there I am squatting and rolling. Expand. Okay. I don't see any comments. How do I get to the comments? There it is. All right. Maddie, let's do this. Let us know. Hi, Maddie. Spiraling myself. Awesome. All right, right on, Danny. Good. Yeah, we're getting loose. It'll be good for all those backflips you do. All right, here we go. Next up. Now, if you have one, great. If you don't, we're going to use a band. We'll get to some strength here. Okay, playing football, I used my shoulders as a battering ram for like 8 years. They got pretty messed up. Okay, so I do a lot of this stuff every day. Okay, so the first one I do is called a band pull apart. I got a red band here. If you have any band that's like lighter than 30 pounds, should work. If you don't, I'll show you how to do it without a band. So first one we're gonna do, tall spine, pull the band apart with your elbows locked. You're gonna feel your shoulder blades squeeze together, and you're gonna feel the backs of your shoulders, your rear delts turn on, and then you're gonna try to pull it through your body. Okay, super simple. Squeeze and hold, and then release. I usually do about 20 of these. So let's get 20. Okay, you keep going if you have a band. If you don't have a band, here's what you do. Push your hips back. Keep your feet flat. Keep your abs on. Balance in the middle of your foot. We got about, what, a 45-degree angle? I'm gonna do the same thing. Squeeze the shoulders together. Here, I'm gonna try to pull my hands behind me. Okay, if that's too easy, go even further. Okay, my hamstrings are super tight. Abs on, pull, squeeze, arms behind you. Okay, 20 of these. If you're doing it like this, you can play with thumbs up. You could play with thumbs forward, palms down. You can play with thumbs down, pinkies up. Give yourself some variety. Okay, once you finish those up, going back to the people with bands. Next one I like to do with a band is go overhead. Elbows are locked. I'm gonna go down so you can see me. Right here, lock my elbows. Tension in the band. I'm gonna turn my thumbs towards the camera, towards you. So your thumbs will start pointing forward. You're gonna feel your shoulders rotate in the socket. They might wanna raise up. You're gonna push them down. Keep pulling the band apart, pushing your shoulders down, turning your thumbs forward. Open the chest and shoulders up like this. Boom. Okay, big stretch. Do about 10 of these. Okay, now let's say you don't have a band. I've got a big belt here, kind of like a yoga strap. Maybe you got a yoga strap. Maybe you got a sweatshirt or some sweats or some pants, anything you could roll it up, a towel. Lock the elbows, push up, turn the thumbs forward. There's not as much give here. I've got to widen my arms out. Ooh, it's a deeper stretch. So we just learned something right there. Stretchy band, you get a little more freedom. Something like a belt, you could use a broomstick. There you go. Now, if this is too much, make sure you don't put a lot of weight. If this is okay, open the outsides of your shoulder blades. That's a weird one. I'm trying to open this up. It's an internal rotation. I'm flaring my lats or my shoulder blades out, okay? Getting a big stretch, and then pushing back up, squeezing shoulder blades together, opening them out, pushing back up. If you've had shoulder injuries, maybe back off, use the counter, don't put any of your body weight. With my knees like this, I'm putting a lot of body weight into it. If I bring my knees forward and sit back, there's a little bit less. So I like to play here and open that range up, okay? I got this from my handstand coach, Catherine. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for the awesome drill, which she would then make me go into different stretches like this to start popping into handstands. Okay, so play with your counter stretch. You could use the couch, you could use the coffee table. If you got a big dog, use your big dog. Don't try this one with a cat, they won't like it. Okay, so we went through moving the whole spine. We hit some nerves that control some neck and shoulder muscles. We hit the shoulder blades. We did about everything a shoulder does. Internal, external rotation. Now, we hit shin box and we stretched all the lines leading up to the shoulder. Now what I want you to do is you could actually sit down with me for this one or stand up in a tall spine. We can do 6 different shoulder circles in 6 different positions. Okay, so this is a big one from Z Health, called a high payoff drill. So we got a circular joint that can draw a circle. Okay, so it's coming from my shoulder socket, but if my fingers were a pencil, or one of my fingers, I'd be drawing a circle on the wall, okay? We use this for shoulder rehab. We use this for just basic movement training for skills. You could use it for strength if you go slow enough, or if you put a band on it. So I'll show you how to do all that there, and I'm gonna show you all the different positions. Just to check in, if you're really tight right now and you can't get like past your eyebrows, sometimes what you need is a little bit of release. So if you have a roller or a ball, I have 3 little main checkpoints I go to. You can go long ways like this. I gotta move back. So if you're really stuck, you might wanna go down, put this guy right into your chest at an angle, and then squeeze your shoulder up, find some tension, raise your arm up and down, release some of those chest and shoulder muscles. Okay, you'll do that on both sides, like raise your hand about 10 to 15 times. Maybe your lats are a little tight. These are our lats, we talked about them earlier. Maybe stretching wasn't enough. You might wanna find an angle where you could release some tension where there's extra stiffness. So chest, lats, and then sometimes I'll go between the shoulder blades here, give myself a big hug, do some light, almost crunches. I'm tucking my pelvis under. You can bridge up and roll out. So if you have a roller, you can give these a try, especially if you're extra tight. If you don't have a roller, you can use a ball. Last week I mentioned using a wine bottle for your foot. I don't know if I'd use a wine bottle for those, but nevertheless, just want to put that in there in case anyone needs to roll out. I'm not gonna sit here and make you guys watch me roll on a foam roller. Okay, so 6 position shoulder circles. We're gonna do them once through with like about a 3-second pace. So position 1, we're gonna go to the midline, down a little bit here. If you're just joining us, it's another riveting segment of Circles with Anthony. We are working on our shoulder mobility, we're working on shoulder health, something to take a break from your work with, something to build some new habits with, create a little ritual, create some small changes over time to turn into big changes. Okay, so if I count how long this circle takes, I got my elbow locked straight. Movement's coming from right here, the joint. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's pretty slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I said we're gonna do 3 seconds, so let's try 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If you caught that, I switched directions. Okay, smoothing it out. It might be hard for you to do this. You might feel your shoulders burning already. Let's take a break. If you really cannot make a circle, like absolutely not, like it's all stop signs and triangles, that's a really great reason to give us a call. Comment on here. We could have a little Zoom meeting, talk about that. You might have something going on with the areas of your brain that control that, and we got drills for that. That's what we love to do. Okay, position 1 in the front. Position 2, let's go to midline. We're gonna come all the way across the body. Now we can go too far with this, so I want you to put your hand on your clavicle, your collarbone. I want you to run all the way up to the top where the bone ends. And then when you lift your arm up, you'll start to feel there's some dimples where the joint is. Okay? Your hand's there. You could feel where it's coming from. Come across the body. Mine's about here. If I go any further, it's kind of pushing me out of the joint capsule there. So just make sure that you're in control. So it's gonna be right about there. Okay? So now we're just doing our circle here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 seconds is actually pretty fast, isn't it? We'll come back and we'll slow them down in a second. Okay, try your cross-body circles. You might find some different muscles are burning. Okay, just like those hip circles last week, these can sneak up on you. Okay, so we got position 1, position 2. Let's go backwards for position 3. So arms at our side, elbows locked as far as you can without rotating your whole body. We're gonna do more circles. Okay, draw the circle on the floor behind you. The circle is still coming from this joint. You can keep your hand there and make sure your shoulder's in place. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch directions. Open the chest, abs are tight. If you're standing, you're in a tall spine. Even if you're sitting like I am on my knees, I'm in a tall spine. Let's get 3 each direction there. I want to check in, make sure everyone's doing good. Bianca says hi. Hi, Bianca. All right. And awesome. Okay, so position 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go 4 out to the side. Shoulders in the socket. We're drawing a circle on the wall to our right, on the left if you're doing your left arm. Just a little bit below. So if this is parallel with the floor, just a little bit below to a little bit above. Okay, 3 each direction, about 3 seconds a circle. Keep that elbow straight. These are probably starting to burn a little bit. You can gain some strength from this stuff. You're also conditioning your shoulders for how they're made to move. So circular joint, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go behind the body for 5. Okay, I'm not rotating. Okay, in line, squeeze the shoulder blade. I'm here. 1, open the chest up. 2, 3, 4. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3. That's a good burn there. So that was what? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. All the way up. We want the elbow locked. If we can, we get our arm next to our ear. Shoulders relaxed in the socket as much as we can. This could be the toughest one, so that's part of why I made it last. So we did all the other ones to kind of prepare for it. Lock that elbow. Come all the way up. 1, 2. Keep the ribs down. Abs are on. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I like 4 so much, but that seems to be my favorite number. Okay, I'm gonna come off my heels a little bit. Shake that out. Just like last week with the hips, you might feel like you have a really awake right arm and a really normal left arm. Okay, muscles in the shoulder are warm. You get a little pump going. Okay, you test the range of motion. Forwards, backwards, internal rotation, external rotation, horizontal abduction. It should feel a lot better. Maybe a little burny, but a lot better. A lot of good basic exercises here with minimal equipment. So we did all these on one side. Let's do the other one. We got front circles, shoulders in. 1, 2. We're gonna do a little quicker. 3, 1, 2, 3. Cross body. Don't let it come out of the socket. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, 2. Abs on. 3. Tall spine, 2, 3. To this side, 1, 2, 3. Other direction, 2, 3. Back position, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then up top, lock the elbow, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, shake that out. Go back to your favorite movement to loosen up, wiggle it out, take a break, get some water. I'm gonna get a sip too. All right. So now there's a lot of ways to play with this. With my throwing sport people, I have them bend their elbows a lot for this. So you could bend your elbow and do circles. Now your elbow is drawing all 6 positions. You could also change your wrist position. That'll play with different nerves. And then you could also rotate inward or outward. You can play with it, see what works best for you, what kind of fulfills on what you're needing, and it'll be what'll serve you best, okay? So now, what I like to do with people is take it to 5 seconds, just like with the hip circles, okay? So let's do it all one more time. Front position, right side, abs are on. We're gonna go up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Move from the capsule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elbow straight. Maybe if you want, you could try your elbow bent. Just make sure you're still moving from the shoulder joint. I think this is 5. And then we'll switch directions. Keep driving your shoulder into the socket as you do this. And last one. Take a break, come across the body. Down, around, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoulders in the socket, not too far. 4, 5, we'll do 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Elbows locked. A little bit more of a burn than you'd expect. A little bit harder to keep your elbow in line than you'd think. Great way to get strong and move good. Okay, back position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way back for 5. Holding in the socket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A trick on this one is I'm reaching my fingertips towards the floor. It'll help keep you in that socket. Switch directions. All right. Side position. Coming down and around. 2, 3, 4, and 5. How are we doing? Oh. Very good. Back around. Should be getting heavy in the arms. Totally normal. These are still way better than the hip circles from last week. Those are torturous. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, back position. These are gonna be a little tighter, maybe a little smaller. It's gonna be harder to get 5 seconds because the circle's smaller, so just take your time with the smaller circle. Make sure you don't twist. Feel that chest stretch. If you feel some tinglies in your hand, just relax your hand. Keep that elbow locked. Good. Last one. Straight overhead. Abs on, elbows locked. Forward, around, 3, 4, all the way back, keeping the ribs down, 5. Switch directions. Keep those abs on. If you start feeling your lower back turn on, you're trying to arch. And that's our body's natural way of helping out. We don't want that. So pull your abs on, use those muscles in your shoulder to pull it back, keep that elbow straight. Okay, shake that out. Shoulders should be pretty burny, but feeling good. Other side, shoulder down. We got 5 seconds. Now you don't have to do all these at once. You can pick your favorite. You can pick the hardest one. You can pick the one that feels the most stretch, and you can practice that. Okay? Come across and around. Maybe you're playing sports eventually. You want to throw a ball? I like to go bent arm, back position. Okay? You could even hit different positions of the circle here going around. All right, we did crossbody. We're gonna come out to the side or the back. Your choice on order. Elbows locked. 5-second circles, best you can. Three 5-second circles. Out to the side. This arm is on fire. This was my main battering ram in football. It got the most damage. It also inflicted the most damage. Not really much of a payoff now, it just hurts. So what I'm feeling right now is like a nervy feel through here, all the way into my palm, and then into these fingers. So that's gonna be your median nerve. It's gonna be your radial nerve. So I'm just gonna let my hands relax this way, and then turn it down a little bit. And that's gonna be a little more comfortable. That just lets me know I need to do a little more rehab through my shoulder and elbow here where these nerves are still sticking. Okay, so that was position 5. And we'll go to 6. Lock that elbow. Open up. So this side, my chest is a little tight. This would have been a good one for me to roll on if I was doing that first to check in. So if I had more time or I wasn't with y'all, I'd stop, roll those out, get that loose, got some extra tension there, and then go back up and try some nice clean circles. Okay, finish up your circles, take a break. We're almost done. Okay, so this is how I take care of my shoulders, that little sequence of drills. The shoulder circles is how we educate our educate our brain and shoulders on how to move well, especially if you've had old injuries there. I'm sure if you just did it with me, you find that it's a little harder than you'd think to keep a nice clean circle or to keep it up the whole time and do a 3 or 5 second circle. The 2-second change is a big difference. So one thing I'll do after this is I'll go back to my band or my strap. My ankles are almost numb from sitting on them. Oh, probably don't want to do your heel sit for that long. Oh, okay. So we're going back to our pull aparts. I'm gonna do about 10 of those, 20 of those. Pump those shoulders up. I think I'm hitting my mic. Pulling through the body, finishing, locking the elbows, pushing the shoulders down, opening up. These should feel really easy now. Okay, so those band people, keep going. Remember, if you don't have a band, you can go here. Now, hey, you could do your circles like this too. Make it hard. No weights. Use gravity. Use your abs. Lock your elbows if you got your belt or your broomstick. Okay, you might be able to go a little further now. Not so tight. Keep those elbows locked the best you can. Turn your thumbs forward as you go. That feels a lot more open. Okay, so last one was counter stretch. Go to your counter, couch, coffee table, German Shepherd, boxer, whatever big working dog you have that needs a job right now because he's bored. Shoulders together, abs on. These should feel real nice. Putting a little more weight, Strengthening that connection between your shoulders and your back muscles. Increasing overhead range and strength. Also preparing you for awesome handstands. Okay. So we're gonna take 2 or 3 of our favorites. We're gonna find a time to create a ritual. We're gonna put these in so that we can start making some lasting change. Maybe you've got tight shoulders. Maybe you've got weak shoulders. Maybe you just want to do something so you don't feel so bad about yourself until your next glass of wine, bottle of wine, case. That's okay. No one's judging. Just giving you some new things to do to add in to build a ritual so that you don't go completely nuts. And maybe you come out of this feeling a little better, looking a little better, with a little more hope for the future. Get outside, drink some water, take a walk, do your drills. Sunshine is good. Between 9:30 and 4:30, we're getting a lot of good vitamin D. 15, 20 minutes with like your arms exposed. If you can take your shirt off, go out there with as much skin as you can. 15 minutes is all you need. You won't get sunburned. It's healthy, I promise. Unless you have pre-existing conditions where you can't do it. I highly, highly recommend it. Let us know if you're interested in the Train Heroic program that's out there. It is on us. Let us know if you're interested in some one-on-one coaching. If any of this hurt or caused you extreme discomfort, let us know. We'd love to help out. I think that is all. I feel like I want to say one more thing. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions or requests for something to work on, let us know. You can comment that in. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next Friday.